Power BI desktop. This is open. The screen is visible. Hello. Is the screen visible?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Fine. Let's go to the data. So as usual, we have a link and we have to upload our data by using that link, right? As we did earlier. So today we also will do some DAX. Today write some DAX queries so that we can get understanding, and we create, then with the help of that DAX queries, we'll try to create some beautiful reports so that we can understand that what is the role of DAX in the Power BI and how this can be utilized and the measures can be utilized to create reports, right? So we have online data. Just go to this get data tab and just click on it, and just you'll get the options how we can connect. So this is extraction of data. So I'll loading my data and okay. So as usual, we'll get a window, and that window is known as navigator. Navigator window. Yeah, here it is, and we'll select some tables which is used for our calculation, that is category, and we used customer table, I think.
टॅबलेट टाकून पाणी पी चालू
Customer
माझ्यासाठी पण बनवून
tables,
आण.
order details, order, and the product. Done. So as I told, these tables are completely clean. We assume that, and then we'll load directly into the Power BI desktop, because the DAX query is only work when we are in Power BI desktop, right? The query cannot be used when we are in Power Query Editor. So that's what we have to do. And in last class also discussed that we have a number of calculations type, that is calculated columns, calculated measures, and calculated table. So if we talk about calculated column, then we have to create a new column by using the existing column available in the table. And if we talk about calculated table, then we'll create a completely new table, a new dimensional table, which is to be used for our current data, right? And we have calculate measures. So this is the one of the best practice that we can create a calculate measures, because it requires no space. So that's what the basics that we learn. I think we just created not much thing. Fine. So here we are. So yesterday, last class, in last week, we discussed that if we want to create a new column in this, just have a quick revision so that you can brush up the DAX, how we can write a DAX, and how we can, make some DAX queries and create new columns. So can anybody tell how we can create a new column here, which have some new data? What we can use? Can anybody tell? Anybody try?
Yes.
So that I can, so that I
Yes,
can,
yes, I can try.
so that I can, please mute your mic. Suzanne, please mute your mic. Swati, Gautam.
Can you just tell us again the categories which have been picked from the online data?
Sure,
Like
sure, sure, sure. Fine. Go to this. Yeah, here are the categories we have.
customers, order details.
Category,
Okay, fine.
fine. We have 5 tables from that data. So go to the table view and we can write some queries to use some writing with the help of DAX. So if I want to add some column, can you, because already we worked on that. So I just want to know how can we create a new column in this data? Anybody can tell? Anybody can try? Any participant? Or you can write in the chat. If you don't want to speak, then it's okay. What is my first step to create a new column in this table? Okay, fine. We'll go to new column. This is my new column. That's fine. That's great, Pradeep. So that means the peoples are practicing, I think. Those who are answering. So we'll go to the new column, and this is my new column. And we'll name the column that is new column. Right, and what we want to put in this column, we want to put some data that is this is the data for the Certybox. And when we are writing the text, we have to put it into the double quote. And when we are using any number, it should not be in double quote, right? Integer. So we'll just enter. And here it is. We have all the data with the new column that is Certybox. And of course, if you want to add some text in that column, then we can write it numerical column. I'll name it to be the num column. And I'll put the number that is 100 and enter. So that's what we can, that's how we can create a new column. So to just brush up your concepts. Now, fine. So if we want to create, let us go to the orders table. We have orders table. Yes, we have orders table. So if you want to connect with these two tables, that is city table and the country table to each other, then what we have to do, which function will use? Or is there any other method that we can write a query and we can make this to be get connected in a single table, a single column? I will go for concatenation and we'll use concat function. Any other what we can do with when we want to join these two tables, these two
Can we use
columns?
merging?
Merging we cannot use because merging can be done with respect to the same relation if they have, right? Then only we can do
Yeah.
merging.
Oh,
You want to mix these two columns in a single column. In that case, will you use concatenate? We want to concatenate these two text, right? And other option already I explained in the last class. Let me use just very easy. I'll explain both the options. So no new measures. We have to go for new column. Yes. So here we use this is location column and we are using that is city, ship city and comma, and we use and we want this comma in between this, and again comma, and then it's not comma like this, and we have end, and then ship country, I think. Ship country, fine. So let's enter, and here we go with a new column that is location, which combines city as well as the country, right? So that is the one method, and of course Pradeep said there is a method that we can use, that is concat function. So it also have dex query also have a concat function. So we'll go for this new column and we'll use concat function. So we use concat function, and we know that here we can use two text for concating, right? And when we are concating these two text, there may be no delimiter in between this, right? As I explained last class. So what we can do the concate for two times, that one concate, and then inside there's another concate, right? So first we concate the city name and the delimiter, and then we'll concate the combination of city name and delimiter with the country. So we use concate, and then we use ship city, and then this would be my comma, and this is bracket close, fine. And next for this is my one text, this is my two text for this concate, and this is my complete one text for this outer concate. So I'll write ship country and bracket close. So we'll done with the brackets of this, okay, this, and enter. And here we go with the concate function. This is the column with the general function that we use, and this is used with the concate function, right? So that's what we did, I think, in our last class. So now we'll start with some, I think, yeah. So that's what we can use concate function, as well as we use that creating a new column in a particular table. So now we are moving forward with some writing some new dex queries. So we have a orders detail. This is my table. Just 2 minutes. I'll connect it. Just 2 minutes, huh? Just 2 minutes. Give 2 minutes. I have urgent call. Just 2 minutes. Yeah, hi, I'm back. I'm so sorry for. Yeah. So now we have this orders detail table, and we have the orders table as well. So let us, yeah, we have a product ID in this table, and then what we have to do? We want the product name, that this is my product ID. And if we talk about the product name, so let us go to the product, and this is my product table, right? So here we have a product name. Fine. So this is my product name, and we know that this is product name. And if we talk about in product detail, this is my product ID. So what I want, what I want, or what my business wants, they want that there must be a product name in front of this, all the product IDs, right? So that we can understand that this will be the ID of that particular product. So we require the product name. So what we have to do, we will take the product name from the product table and put into the orders table. That is my task. That right. So if we are working with a Power Query, how we can do this? Can anybody answer? If we are in a Power Query editor, how we can perform this operation, which is very easy in Power Query editor. We already did this thing.
And this is a merge query.
So we use a merge query because we have a same column. If we have a same column, we can merge with respect to that particular same column. So in product table and in orders table. So if they have a same, see, if they have if we use merge query, then you can easily observe for merging, we required a same column should be there in both the tables. Then only we can merge that table. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
But can you observe in this table, we have discount, order ID, product ID, quantity, unit price. And if we talk about this, and this we have category ID, discount ID, product name, and quantity. So we have a common relationship we can create, that is with the help of product ID and the product ID. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So what we can do, if you want to write a query for that, so if you are not in a Power Query editor, so in Power Query editor is quite easy. We can use a merge function, right? But if we want to write a query in this, then what we have to do? So we have to go to new column, because we are going to create a new column, right? And in new column, I'll write this as product name. Product name, right? This is my product name. And we want to take the product name from the product table and get into the orders detail table. So there is a function name related, right? There is a function name related. We have function name that's related, right? We use related table, related function, and we use, see here, we have an option that's column name. So we can put the column name, or we can put the name of our particular table, so that we can fetch our data from this table. So we have to fetch the data from the products table, and we want the product. So let us call the table. So this is my product table, and we want product name. Yeah, done. And the bracket close. And here we go with the name. Yeah, right. So we know that the 65 number, we have this product, 32 number, product ID is 2. The name of my product is Chang. So likewise, we can get all these names in front of the product ID. Is that done? So try this, do at your screen. And if it doesn't, please let me know. I'll take a pause for 2 minutes.
Yes, it's done.
Okay, fine. Everybody's done. Please mention on your chat. You can write D. Don't write done. Just write D if done with all the people who are practicing simultaneously. Okay. Okay, Pradeep, done. Done. Fine. So we'll move forward with new table or new DEX queries. So this only done, you can observe when we want to create a relationship or we want to take a data from one table to the another table, there must be a relationship between these two tables. Otherwise, we cannot take the data from one table to another table, right? So it is quite difficult for us. So since there is a relationship between these two tables, so that is why we can create and we can take the data from one table to the another table. So if there is no relationship, it is quite difficult for us or it is impossible for us to take the data, right? So first we must have to create some relationship so that we can map and we can create new columns and new tables, right? That's what. So that's keep in mind that there must be a relationship with each other in two tables, right? Now we are in the orders table and then we want to total sale. Yeah. If we want to find a total sale, then what we do? We can create a new column again and we want the total sales. So create new measure, new column, and we write it to be the total sales. Total sales. And what the total sales will be? That is quantity of the product and the unit price. The quantity of the product and the unit price will be my total sales. So I'll take from this table as well. So we'll in the orders table. So I'll write orders and will with the unit price and multiply with quantity. So we have order detail quantity, right? And enter. So we'll got the total sales with respect to the product, unit price and the quantity. Now, this is what we are creating the table. Now, if you want to create a measure, because although table occupies some space, but if you talk about the measure does not occupies any kind of space. It is just a self-calculated card. So I'll go to this and there is option new measure. So in new measure, we will go for the total sales measure. Total sales is my column and this is my measure. So we want to let us put underscore, I think. Yeah. So we want to sum up this total sales. So what we'll write? We use a sum function and we put our column, its column name is total sale and bracket close, and here we go, right? So the visual cannot be seen in this table because visual does not occupy any space. So this is my visual already created. And if you want to see this visual, we have to select the card visual for that. And I'll selecting my card visual. This is the card visual. And I'm putting my total sales. So here we go. This is my total.
Please tell me once again about which quantity, which categories we have to select.
Can you please repeat from
tell
the
me.
total sales?
Okay. I'm repeating. Wait. Yeah. So this is my total sales, right? This is my total sales of the particular quantities, and we want to sum up all these quantities. So we aren't supposed to sum up in this table as well, but yeah, we have an option, but we are creating a measure in which we can sum up all this quantity in a single go. So we create this new measure. So we create new measure by using this.
The formulas are different, I guess. The total sales and total sales method. But how does it merge in total sales?
See, we're using a sum. What happens? We are sum up all this data available in the total sales column. Got it?
Yeah, got it.
We are adding all this data available in this column, And in the single go, we have just stored this sum, this total sum in a card visual, that is total sales measure. Right? By writing this sum, by using this sum function. But we cannot see the total sum anywhere. This only can be visualized in a presenter view, right? So when we go into our presenter view, if we take a card visual, let me delete it. If we take a card visual, and in the table, we only observe, if we click on this total sales measure, we only see the formula, and we just already calculated at its back end and stored it in this particular measure. And if you want to see this, then you have to select the card measure, card visual, and you have to go to, this is my total sales measure. When you select it and put on this field, that is 8 data, you'll observe it will be a total sales of 1.35 million. Right? Clear? So let me use my pen as well.
I don't understand that we are making new column of total sales measure, right?
Yeah.
But it is visualizing in the data also. How did you hide that?
No, it is a functionality of Power BI. See, we have two things. See, we have two things: calculated column and calculated measure. Right? If we talk about calculated column, so there is a column. We have a quantity that is 1, 2, and 3. And the total of this quantity will be what? It will be 6.
Measure.
Right? It will be
Okay.
6. It will be 6. Right? When we are manually adding this quantity, it will be 6. And when we talk about this calculated measures, it will not showing anything. It only stored the value 6 total when we are using function sum, and it kept in this measure. When we call this measure, it will give you the total sum, because we only require total sum. But if we can do the same thing with the help of this also. There is no problem. But when we are doing this, what my Power BI will do, it will go to each and every table, every row, and try to fetch this data and then make this sum. Because although in my Power BI, since we have a very small number of data, when we are working with the lakhs of data, it will take time.
Yeah.
And as well as space, it will take time to calculate. So it is very time consuming for us to make the calculations in one go. And when we are refreshing our table in a server, then what will happen? Again, we are getting a new data, right? We are getting a live data. So when we are
Yes.
refreshing our data, it will again start calculating from starting to end. So for that, for the sake of that, we are optimizing our report. So we just create a one measure, which is sum. Whenever it is updated in my table, it will directly sum up, and when we create to a card visual, it will directly get updated. Got it?
Yeah, I got it. But tell me one thing. The formula of the calculate total sales measure, where we
Mhm.
have to write? We have to write in new column or in the total sales?
See what you're writing. You are creating formula for measure column.
I am trying to write the formula for measure. I have written the total sales formula, right?
Yeah. So this is
Now
my
I
total
want to
sale.
write.
Hmm.
Yeah. Now I am writing the measure formula. So should I have to take new column, or else in total sales I have to write that?
No, you for writing the measure, there is no need to take any new column.
Okay.
See what will happen. Go to
It means that this is for only visualization.
Yeah, this is only for visualizations. We cannot observe anything with respect to measures in my table.
Yeah, okay.
Fine. So when we are creating, when we are creating new column, see what will happen. There's a new column is added.
Yeah.
Fine. Now I am selecting new measure. See where it is get added. It is not added in my table. I am selecting new measure, and you just observe here. Let me use my pen. Yeah, you just observe here or somewhere here, right? It will add in this table. So when we add this new measure, new measure.
Yeah.
Here it is. See,
Yeah.
we got this measure. So this measure,
Yes.
this measure doesn't occupy any space in the table. Got it?
Okay. Yeah, yeah, got it.
Fine.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now, done. Yeah. So here we use a total sales measure, right? And now same thing we will do with our column, which we added by using a query, and create a new column, which is total sales. Right. Here we are calculating the measure, which is not visual, it is only stored the total sum. And now what we are doing, what I said, if we want a number of lakhs of column, it is with time consuming, but since we have less amount of data, I can show you. So here we can, what we can put here for getting total sum. And when we are putting this table, this column, when we are putting this column into that card visual, the sum of the total sales measure and the sum of total sales must be equal. That will be our cross check. Let us check. So here we have a total sales measure, which is stored the total sum in its storage. And this is the table where the column is stored. So I'll take this, where is my total sales? Yeah, this is my total sales. This is my new column, and I'll click on it. So I'll get same data, the sum of total sales and total sales measure. Got it? Now I think it's clear. So although we can create a measure, as well as if we are not creating the measures, we will directly go and take our data total sales into this field, and there is option sum, average, minimum, maximum, dusting, count, standard deviations, variance, medians. The number of options we have, that we can change whatever we want as per our need, right? So this is all. So I'm deleting this. Yeah. So we are going with this data only. I think now it's clear. Yeah. Now we are going to the, let me check the table. Yeah. So now what happens? Sometimes you will get, let me go to this visual. Sometimes we are getting some data. So number of times those people who are, so number of peoples who work with the data. So they may observe this thing that sometimes in table we'll got male, female, right? Then female, then male, likewise. And this male, female are written in the table as 1, 0, 0, 1, right? We use this binary values in this, that 0, 1 we are using for to represent male and female. But when we want that there should be, if there is only number, that we cannot able to understand that which is male and which is female, and in table, maybe in table they're given 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, right? And we want to convert in my new table that 1 should be male, 0 should be female, 1 should be male, 1 should be male, and 0 should be female, right? So if we are using this, if you want to this type of data, then what we have to do, which logic we can use in this? Can anybody can try? Just I'm asking the logic. I'm not asking about how the DEX will write. So we have a given table, this in which we have numbers, which is shown the gender, and we want to convert this into male, female, male, male, female, like this. What logic we can use? Please on your mic and try to interact. What logic we can use?
Sorry to interrupt, but can you please show me the total sales measure formula because I'm getting total 14.38K.
Mm, just a minute. This is the formula. Have you calculated your total sales? May I know? Have you created this column?
Yeah, I
Yes.
have created this column, but
Unit
uh,
price multiplied by quantity.
yeah, I have written that. Of total sales, it's correct.
And you
But
created the. Can you share your screen?
oh yeah, sorry. In fact, of order details, I have written products ID. That's why I was not
That's why,
getting.
because you take an ID as a
Yeah,
number.
yeah.
Fine. Okay then.
Order details. Thank you.
So can anybody can try how we can convert this one into. I don't want to try. Don't want to convert in the Power BI. I just want to know the logic. What will the logic behind this? How we can do this? Can anybody try? The people's thus are Apurva, Bindya, Gautam, Mahindra, Monica, Pradeep, Shashank, Sudeep, Suzanne, Swati, Vinod, and VT. Anybody can try. Just I want to know the logic, guys. Please interact. Don't sit ideal. Suzanne, yes. Come on.
Yes, we can use the odd even concept. Like if we are getting condition
What you
if
said, just if. Ma'am, you said the answer. If you said if.
sorry.
You already said answer when you are in your sentence that
Yeah,
if
I told you that we can use if condition in that.
if condition in that condition. That definitely I want this logic. That's it. We write the query, don't worry. So we'll write if there
If
is
one is
one,
equal,
if there is
then
one,
it equals to male,
it will be
and
male. If it is
or
zero,
else
it
if
will be
zero, then
female.
equals to female. Yeah.
Exactly. If you're not writing this, but else it is female,
Error or
right?
zero. Yeah. Yeah.
Done. So it's a simple logic. So when we have a number of things, so let us go to our table. How we can use this logic in our table. So yes, we are in now. So let's go to the table and we have this orders table, and in orders table we have let's open it. Yeah, so we have a orders table and we have a ship via, right? So one, maybe we having this numerical value, or we can say this is it is a numerical value, we can say, because we are seeing it is a numerical, but actually this is not numerical value, this is the categorical value. So if you want to replace this one with our some text, that is for one, this is via air, right? This, if it is 3, this is via water, and if this is true, we'll write it is via land, right? So this is the ship conditions we have. So we can write the if conditions with this column, and then just write it down. If this is my column and this is my value, convert into the air. If this is my column and this is my value, convert into this, and else at last it will be converted into this, that is via land, right? So we'll apply this if condition in our table. So let us apply. So let us go to the table tool and create new measure. So we'll go to the table tool and we'll create a new column, sorry. We'll create new column and we'll write that is shipment detail. Ship description. We'll write ship description and we'll write the if condition. We have a if condition, and this if conditions, first we have to go for logical test, then result. If true, if we'll write our first condition, that is order. We have a orders table and we'll write in orders table we want the which column, we want the ship via. So let us check where is ship via. This is my ship via. So in orders table, go to the column and go to the orders table and go to this column ship via. And if this ship via is equals to 1, then make it to be air shipment or airship, right? Then again, we'll write another ship condition. If another if condition, if then we have an orders table and then we have a ship via. If it is equals to 2, then it would be land ship. And last condition we have else, it would be else condition, and we'll just write whatever the value at last, it should be water. And it is done. Bracket close. Fine. So in this way we can write this condition. So this is my ship description and we got an error. Oh, great. Value type integers, consider value format functions, convert one the value. Everything is correct. Then wait. This is all done. Okay, got it. If this is let's create again, I think. Let's create again new column. If we have then true, then result false, perfect. If via Let's do 1, then comma, content to A. Let's B, let us check. Where is string error?
You haven't completed the quotation mark after B.
B, yes. Now let us put it also. It is still giving error. Yeah, done. Done. Yes. So that's what we can write again, the if condition. So I'll write so we'll put it as if ship via is 1, put it A, else others are to be B, or it would be air shipment, and it should be water shipment, right? So we can writing if for this as well. Equals to 2, comma, and we'll put it to be the water. And bracket close. Done. And fine. All done. This is for all. And then comma. There also it would be blend. Yeah. So we're done with that. So in this way, we can write if function. So if you observe the query that we wrote, right, it's quite, what I think actually, this is not the showing the professional format for writing the query. So just copy this and we'll go for DEX formatting. It is a website from we can get the how can the query can be formatted. So we'll go to this Google and ask Google to go for DEX formatter. So here we have a DEX formatter, number of DEX formatter we have, and what we have to do, whatever the query you can write as per your logic, you can paste it here and ask it to format this query. So you will see somewhat formatted query with that, right? So that is what, so we can again format. So just copy this query and put on your editor. So this might be the right way to write the query. So if you want to move your cursor to the next line, just alter and enter. You will move your cursor to the next line. Sometimes we have to write the query. We can write a long query from this to move to this part. So we use this alter. Remember, we'll use alter and enter. We'll use alter and enter. Just write it down. Alt plus enter to move the cursor, right? From one line to another. So that's how we can write the query as per our requirement, right? So that's what we have a query formatting, and for the same query we can use another function, that is switch, right? Here we are using the if, and we can use a switch function that can be used for. So this is my table, and then I'll go for new column. So here I use the switch function for writing this query. So I'll writing ship description 2 by using a new function, that is switch, right? So by switch function, we are doing the same thing that we are using with the else. For if else function we are using, right? So we'll write the we can write a number of lines of code where we want to nominate one, that is air, two, that is land, or whatever we want, number of category we have in our table, right? So what we can do, we'll go to same order or ship via and ship via should, if ship via is 1, then write air ship, right? If ship via is 1, write airship, comma, and new column, this is double quote. Yeah. So same, we'll write the same query, that is ship via is 2, it would be land, and ship via is 3, it would be water, right? And else, if there is any other value, put it to be others, other, and bracket close is done. Yeah, done. So enter. It's throwing the error. What the value of formatted convert one to another, same error I'm getting. Remove this and remove this. I think in this table, 1 is air shipment, 2 is this, 3 is this, and then I'll done. Yeah, here we go. So we got all the categories that we have. So we'll use switch. We go to this table, go to this table, go to this column, and if there is a 1, write air shipment. If there is a 2, write land shipment. If there is a 3, write water shipment. If there's other value, just put it as other. So what I'll do, I'll take this query to our format tool, and I'll paste it and just try to format. So let's see. Yeah, we'll got this type of beautiful format which looks something professional. So let us take this and paste here. Yeah, done. So it should be sounds good. It should be looks good. That is 1 is air, 2 is land, 3 is water, and we can write number of things whatever we want, and just enter. So we have gone this query, right? Done. So once it is done, please let me know. I'll give you 2 minutes. Do this thing and practice at your screen. After it's done, mention on the chat that is D. And if there's confusion, please ask. If done, write in the chat D. So I can understand that your work is done. We'll move forward. Guys, if you find any point of time that my pace is going very high, just let me know. I'll make it slower because I have a habit to speak faster. So just please let me know because I'm trying to in the class try to be slow in the class. Is it done?
Sir, give it 2 minutes.
Is it done?
Yeah, it's done.
Fine, fine. Only witty writing done. Rest of people's, you're not practicing simultaneously. So let's take a break of 5 minutes. I'll have some water and just will back connect within the 5 minutes. So I'll just start the timer. I think screen is visible, right?
No, your screen isn't visible.
Yeah, I'm sharing my. Is it visible now?
Yeah, it's on.
Okay, so I'm starting my timer of 5 minutes. I'll back in 5 minutes. You also have some water and then just join. Yeah. So let's start. Yes. All are here. So let's just observe the tables once. We have a category table. We have customer table. What we can do with this? Yes. Fine. Orders table. We have orders table with this. Yeah. Fine. And we have product table. Order detail is created by us, I think. Total sales we have, and orders detail is related with the order detail connected with the products. Okay, fine. That we can do. Order details is connected with the product. Fine. Now we done with a new measure and a new column, right? Am I audible? Am I audible, guys?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes.
Fine. So we're done with new measures and we're done with new columns. Now we'll start with the new table. So what is the need of new table? Sometimes what happens, my dear, we have this, for example, we have this orders table and we have here number of timestamps, that order date, required date, ship date, right? We have number of date columns in this, and what we want to create a table which have a dedicated dates, right? So there is a two method that we can follow. We can put the date what we required, and second method is the date that we have in my date table that can be fetched, and it create a new dedicated master table so that we can use that table for our stamp to find that, for example, we want to find the current year sales, we want to find the last year sales, we want to find year to year growth. In that case, we want we have to find we have to create a dedicated date table. Number one reason is this, and number two reason is this, because if you observe this table, then we can find that number of there is a gaps between this dates, and there is a gap between this months, and so we want that table, there should be a start to end, there should be a synchronized date, synchronized month, synchronized year, so that we can use what is my sales in a particular year, what is my sales in a particular quarter, what is my sales in a particular month, that we can observe, and then we can find, and then we can represent on the visuals, right? So we can create a dedicated date table or at any table. So what we have to do, so we have to go for this, that is new table, write a DAX expression to create a new table. So we'll create a new table. I'll create a new table, that is date master table. So I give the name. Currently there is no row, there is no column, there is only one row, one column. So I'll write it is a date master. The name of my table is date master, right? And it requires a function that is called calendar. We have a function that is a calendar. You can observe we have to give a start date and the end date. So for example, if my start date is 01/01 and 1990, right? We'll start from here, and my end date will be, it should be in double quote, and I'll write it as, it's my 31st of December 2050, right? And the bracket close. We want dates from 1990 to 31st 2050, and I want to create a table. So just enter. And here we go. We got all these tables with the time by default, that is 12 a.m. And if we move at the down, you will see we got a last table is 12/31st 2050. So this is somewhat we are doing the hard coding of the date, right? So this is the static date, we cannot be changed as per our data will change with respect to dates. So what we want to do, we want to give some dynamic date, so that whatever the date in my data, it should fetch that date and create, so that we can get the visuals with respect to that particular quarter, particular year, and particular month. So what we do, we have in this calendar, we have a function that is minimum. So we'll take a min function that is minimum, and in minimum we have to, it's not minimum, now it becomes, I'm using this function, yeah, mean. So we are using a minimum function, and we give the column name or scale. So here we have to give the date, order, date. So we'll give the order date column. Where is my order date? So we have the order detail, and we have this order date. So with respect to the order date column, the minimum date it will take, and then we have to move to the maximum date. So we'll use a max function, and we'll go for order or order date, right? So this is my order date, and we want to create a table with the maximum order date and the minimum order date. In between, we'll create a table from starting to end, and just enter. So it is updated, and again we are getting some error. Okay. What is happening? Min, max, it's done. Yeah. So here we go. We started with a minimum date, the 7/4/1996, 5, 6, 7. So we'll get all the dates of that particular month. It will move up to the downward. This is the maximum date in my column. We are using the column which is order, right? This is the maximum date. Or if you want to update your column with respect to the today date, then we can also write. So we write today function. So we want to write the today, and what will be the date for today. Let's run it. Yes. The starting date is same, and let's check, is this is today date? Yes, here it is. Second month, 3 and 2024. So by using this, we can use today date as well, but we have to go for this, right? So this is my dynamic date. If there is a change in the date in my orders table, there is a change in the date table as well. But once the date is created, do this date will affect on the orders date if we do some visuals? Yes or no? We create a date table, and I want to answer this. Is this date will, if we create any slicer or any drop down with this date, do this date will create any change in my orders visual if you are using that? Can anybody answer for this?
Can you please elaborate this question? I can't understand it.
See, we create a date table. Now we have a orders table. In orders table, we have number of dates, and we have number of columns, and we want to visualize this columns. And if I put a change with respect to these dates, do I get any change in my visual?
Yes,
How?
it will, we are updating this table, right?
Hmm?
If this table is connected with that date, order date, right? Then it will.
Then it will
Yeah.
work. So that means we have to check
If,
the relationship,
yeah, if
right?
it doesn't have any relationship, it won't change.
Exactly. So currently there is no relationship between this date table and my orders table.
Yeah, then it will not change anything.
It will not work. So we have to create the relationship between this, right? And then only it will work, right? Number one. And
I
number
have a
two,
doubt here.
yep,
We have created this table using order table.
yep.
And if we are working on live data,
Mm-hmm.
in that case, order table is getting live data.
Mm-hmm.
So that new table is also updated.
Exactly. It will get updated because we are using
Max
although
date is always getting new entry for max date.
yeah, exactly, because what we are using the orders table for the updation of my date table. What we are using, see, we are using a orders table, and where we are going orders date column. And when the orders table and in orders date column, if there is any updation of the date, if there is a new date entered, it will reflect on my date table.
It's not static data.
Yeah, it is not static data. If you are giving the if you are giving the dates in this query, it will be the hard coded, right? But since we are giving a min and max, so whatever be the maximum date, today date is the maximum date, it will take that date.
Okay.
Right? Clear?
Yes.
Okay. So now we have to create a relationship, and then only it will reflect, right? Number one. Number two, if you see, this is my new table is added over here. We have now, previously we have 5 tables. Now we have another, that is date master table. So if we click on that, we have columns that is date, and there is a date hierarchy in which we can observe there is a year, quarter, month, and a day. So we can use this hierarchy, whatever you want to see in your data, you can use this hierarchy and visualize the data with respect to this date table, right? Now what we are doing, now what we have to do, we have to go to my orders table. Let's move on. Orders. So in orders, we are having, okay, order table is connected with the order detail is connected with the product table, I think. Yes. So order detail we have, and in which we have total sales, and we have a product table. So I want to write some more new queries. Orders table, this is my order detail connected with product, and order table connected with order. Okay, fine. So I want to see the total sales, that is current year total sales. I want to see that. So how we can write a query that we're going to study, that if we want to write the total, for example, what is the purpose for that we are adding this? So we are trying to find the total sales in the current year. So what is my purpose? What is my business purpose? That I want to explain you. Yeah. So for example, this is my complete year. Put my keyboard aside. This is my, for example, this is my data, and we'll start with, for example, start with 1996. And we have a data of current data, that is 2000. year 2000 we have a current data, and if you want to see the last, this is my current year data, and if you want to see the data for last year, you can see that it would be a 1999, right? And if you want to see the last data, that will be a 1998. So likewise, we can observe that what will be the variations with respect to sales. So majorly we are focused on current year sales and respect to the last year sales, that what we can observe, that what is the variation and how my sales is got changes from last year to the current year, that we have to observe. Number one. Number two, we want to find that there should be a number and there should be a percentage. We want a percentage change of my sales from with respect to last year, right? That's we want to work out. So let us do. So let's do that. What we can do. So how we, so see, the business leaders only give you the what they want, right? What they want, they just give you the logic that we want this to be visualized in the table. So you have to do some brainstorming and get the idea that how we can write the query so that we can get the last year sales, last 5 year sales, current sales, and so we have to think by ourselves and get some new logic so that we can write the query for our required data visualizations. So let's go to the new table and then I'll write, yes, we'll go to the table and then I'll try to find, this is my, so I want to find, let's create a new measure. So what we are doing, we are just creating a new measure to find the last current year sales, because total sales, we require a number. So don't go again, we are create a measure rather than to create a table or rather than to create a column. So we want a current year sales and then we want last year sales as well. So we'll go to, I'll write in this table, right? Let's write in this table because it's contain all the maximum number of fact data. So we'll write here. So we'll go for new measure and let's find it out. So orders detail is connected with, let me connect first. So we'll write current year sales, right? And here what we do, we'll write, we have a function that is total. See, we have a function that is total YTD, total year to date, right? Total year to date. So we want the current sales, and from which data we want current sales? We want current sales from the total sales measure. This is my total sales measure. This is my measures. I'll use the measure, right? Total sales measure and the bracket close. Yeah, and we want this to be from the date master table, and here we go, I think. So enter, right? So see here, measure is already created. So let us check into the card visuals. So what is the measure we are getting here? So current year sales. Oh, we are getting the same. So why we are getting the same? Can anybody tell? What is the reason? And see, we want the current year sales, right? And again, create a new column with that, with new measures. I'll create a new measure, and again, let us observe what I'll get. So we'll go to last year sales, and we'll get the error, and then we'll rectify. Don't worry. Last year sales. And last year sales, we want to calculate. We want calculate. And then we want current year. We want to calculate current year sales, comma, because we want the data to be taken out with respect to the same period of the last year. For example, in current year, we talk about starts from 7 month to 8 month. Maybe there is a sale between this is the total sales. Current year sales is happens in this particular month. And
Can
we
you
want
explain
same
this last step once again, because it's
from where?
you perform the last function, that is your current year sales, and
Current
then
year
you
sales.
did
Okay, okay,
this last year sales and all these.
okay, okay, okay. See, so what we want to write this. First start with the current year sales. So what we want that what is my current year sales. For example, my current year is 2024. So what I want to know that in 2024, started from January to February, right? We spent it this 2 months, right? So I want to know that what is my sales in the month of January in the current year, right? And since we are sitting in the current year, and if you want to compare this current year, that is starting of first 2 months with respect to the last year. So I want to see what is my last year sales in this particular month. Got it? And we are using this total. This is the function we have, total year to date. Total year to date, and we are taking this my measure. We already created a measure, that is total sales. We create a measure. We use this measure and we write a date. They will take a date from the master table. So this total year to date, it will take the total current date from the master table and give us the output. And this output is saved in my CY sales measure. Got it? But what we observe that when we are putting some visuals, we observe that the total sales measure and current year sales measure is same. There is no variation. Fine. So since there is no variation, that means there is some error, because we want current year sales and this is total sales. So total sales and current year sales would not be equal. So we have some error, we have some mistake. Okay, fine. We'll just rectify. Next, what we'll do, we want the last year sales in this particular section in January and February. So what is happening in this 2 months in the last year? So that is why I wrote the new measure. I take new measure, that is current year sales, right? So we'll go to the current year sales and we calculate and we take the measure, that is current year sales, which to be in January and February. It already taken out. And then we write another function that is same period, because we want a same period. So we'll take this function that is same period last year, right? And this will pass my date. So it will take, this is my date master, and it will take the same date or same date it is taken into the current year. Have you understood the logic? What we are doing here?
No.
Not yet. Okay, fine. Let me explain with my board. See, we are sitting at the my current year is, for example, my current year is 2024. Done. And we passed with a 2 month, that is January and February. And we are sitting in the month of March. Let us suppose we are sitting in the month of March. We already passed with the 2 months with my business in 2024, right? So in January, my sales is, for example, $10,000. And in February, my sales was $2,000. And we are sitting in the March. So I'm observing that in this year, in this current year, I already passed with 2 months. What is my total sale? So my total sale would be 3,000. Is it done?
Yes.
So here what we are taking? We are taking 01 2000 January 2024. We are taking 01 to 30 of January. Same we are taking 01 February to 28th of February for this month. So this is my 1 month, this is my 1 month, and my total sales in this total 2 month is 3,000. Is it done? So we are working with a date and we are working with a total sale. Done? Clear up to now?
Okay.
Now we are moving to the next year. That is last year. Last year. And since in last year we have a 12 month, right? But since we are sitting in the current year and we only passed with 2 months, so how can I compare the last year with complete 12 month? There is no point. So what I will do, I will pass the same period. That's why I'm using a function same period. Go to the same period and take the date which I taken in for calculating the current year sales. So it will go and take the 01 January 2023. Then it will go and will go to up to 30th of January, 31st of Jan 2023. And we have number of sales. So in total this year, compared this month, my sales would be, maybe it would be $4,000. And then we are moving to February, 1st of Feb, which year? 2023. And then we are moving and we moved up to 28th of Feb, 2023. And the total sales of this month, maybe take it as $1,000. The total sales of this would be 5,000, right? So we are comparing this 2 month same period with this current year same period. That is why we are using this function. Got it?
Okay.
Is
Yeah.
that clear?
Yes.
Done, na? Okay, fine.
Same period, the last year is a function, sir.
Sorry.
Same period last year is a function.
Yeah, it's a function. It's a function. We use this function. This is the inbuilt function in Power BI. We use this function. It will go to the sales and take out the how much the sales done in the particular time span, and then it will give the same time span to the last year sales. And we are now going to the 2023, and if it is 3 months, it will take the 3 month. It would be a 6 month, it will same 6 month will taken out, because if we are sitting in the month of July, so up to June it is 6 months. So we already have in last year we have 12 months. It will take the sales of last 6 months and then just compare, because we have to take a same month sales so that we can get a good comparison. So although if you take a 2 month of current year and 6 month of the last year, so obviously that if you talk about total sales of the last year, it would be higher than the current year, because we only passed with a 2 month. So how we can compare complete year with just a 2 month? Got it?
So if you don't know this function, so how can we do it analytically?
So that is what we have now. That is what we have now. If we go for analytical, then we use Excel. Why should we go for this Power BI? that is the beauty of Power BI, that there are number of inbuilt functions in that. We can directly get some good visuals, good tables, and good data, rather than to write a large queries what we are writing in the Excel.
But the thing is, sir, no one actually, sir, about myself, sir, I don't know, sir, how many functions are there. So how can I know there are a function for each operation?
Fine, let me tell you. So we have a official Microsoft. Let me clear this first. So we have official DAX functions website of Microsoft. Here we have, right? So these are all our DAX functions. This is the official website of Microsoft. Whatever function you want to write, whatever the thought you have in your mind, you can go through it and just practice, and you will get some good idea, because it is all depends on your practice, right? Then only you can build the logics. So if we talk about, we have number of functions, that is DAX function, new DAX function, aggregate functions. Already we have aggregate functions, average, count, sum, distinct, maximum, minimum, median. So number of functions. So if we talk about the date and time functions, this is my date and time functions. We have calendar, we already use. We have date function, date value, day, economic month, hours, minutes. So number of functions it is available. Yeah.
If the function is asked, if in an interview, if a function is asked, so I have to learn all the functions.
No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Actually, thing is that once you prepare 3-4 reports, so there are what we'll discuss in this session, in this complete classes of Power BI. You can find these are the functions which are majorly used in the preparing various reports and for various business, right? And if there is another new functions come in picture, you go to this website and just get some idea that how we can use that function. So there is no need to learn all the functions, because there are a number of functions, and every month the Microsoft adds new functions, because they keep on updating this website as well. So there is no point to learn each and every function. So what we have to do, we have to just, if there is a requirement, if any function that if you want to know, I have to play with for example, let us take the example of some if you want to play with some aggregate functions, you go to it and just use it, average functions, count functions. So it all depends on the business, because we cannot say that all functions are used for a fintech company or any for any edutech company or whatever type kinds of reports they want to prepare. So all functions are not used, but whatever the functions we'll discuss in the class, these are the maximum functions that we can work out. Even though if somebody asks you in the interview that do you work on desk, you have to answer that yeah, I worked on the desk. So which query you know about the desk? So you can give some, I know that this major functions which are majorly used for calculating some preparing some fact tables and preparing some date tables. So you can explain this thing. And as well as if they ask that if you have this type of data and this type of data, what query you can write, so you can build some logic. So they just want to see that how you are good in a logic building rather than to write a query. Same thing happens in the software industry as well. They don't want to write a they prefer that there should be some basic knowledge of the coding, but they want how you are good in the building the logics, because everything is available in the Google, right? Even though if you want to search that how we can write a function, if we have a sales column, how we can analyze the sales column by writing a DAX query, it will give the query ready, and just copy and paste, put your column's name and just run it. You can get everything. So there is no point, but major thing is logic building. So more you practice, more logic will build, right?
Okay.
So we are stuck. We are writing that our last year. So let's run the last year as well. So that's done, I think. So let us check what is my visual for last year. So I'll Control C and Control V, just make the copy paste of this current year, and I want to change this current year to the last year. Oh my God. So we are getting total sales is same, current year sales is same, and last year sales is same. Is this is correct data we are getting?
I guess no.
Not at all, because total sales is for example, starts from 2023, and we are talking about only 2024 current year, and we are last year we're talking about only for 23. So how this total sales will be equals to all this current year and sales? So what is the problem with this data?
So there's no data cleaning at all, I guess.
I
No,
guess
data.
the logic what we have made, or else the data is not fed.
Let me show
Actually,
you.
in the
Here we
starting
use a
said, we assume that the data is clean.
data is clean. Data is clean. Trust me. Trust me. Really, data is clean. I'm saying means data
Maybe
is
the
clean.
reason that we have not made the relationship of
Exactly. That's what I want to listen. We are not making the relation with the date column. The date column is sitting alone, man. He's just our outlier, just sitting alone. Nobody is making relationship with this date table. So since there is no relation with the date table, so how it can make a relation with the other columns and how it can, change with respect to the other column. So that is the problem with this. So what we can do, we are using which table? We are using a orders detail, and is order details have any date? So let's check. Done. So we have a date and orders detail. We have the current year. Okay, we have all these things with us. So we have a, which column we have date? Just a moment. Yeah, we have this date and we will put to this, we have order date. Yeah, we use the order date, right? So we make a relationship with this order date to date. That's done. We're done with the relationship and let us check. See, got it? Now the data is changed. The total sales is different. Current year sales is different. And the last year sales is different. So although since we are not connected the date table with the orders table, that is why we are getting the same value because we are sitting alone. Our measures are sitting alone, just calculating the total value and just giving the output. But since we connected our date table with the order table, and this order table is connected with the order details table, which contains my current year sales, last year sales, and the total sales measure. That is why there is a variation in my visuals in this. Is that done? Is that clear?
Yes.
Fine. So now this is what we got, and next what we do. So next I want to see the percentage. So let me write a new measure. Fine. So we want to find the percentage of year over year growth, right? See what I want to see. I want to see the percentage that what is year over year growth in my sales. So that's what I want to know. So what we can do, we can do one thing that let me write. So for calculating the percentage, what is the formula for calculating the percentage? If we talk about the last year sales and the current year sales, let me use my pen. Can anybody? That's a simple mathematics that we have. Right. Yeah. So we want to find year over year percentage. Year over year percentage sales. Can anybody tell what is the formula for finding the percentage of current year and the last year?
Current year by last year into 100.
We'll write current year minus last year upon last year, right? Fine. Is it done?
No, I said current year divided by last year multiply by 100.
Current year divided by last year multiply by 100. But we want the growth. It only shows the percentage. We want the growth. What we
Okay.
want, there should be a difference.
Yeah.
Fine?
Yeah, I got. Yeah.
Yes. So see what will happen since we are writing this type of data, there may be some chances. Since we are talking about the percentage, so there may be a chances. Maybe current year sales, let us take it would be a $40,000, and the last year sales, because of some issues, it would be zero. So what would be my output? Something upon 0 is infinite?
0.
No,
Yeah,
it's
0.
infinite. It's infinite.
Yeah.
Yeah. And since it is infinite, but the function in Power BI, it will give the 0, right? It will handle from itself. If there is such cases happen, it will handle and it will handle this infinity and it will convert this infinity into the 0, right? So let us do some query on that. So before that, what we want to find the difference and create a new measure, since measure is not occupying any space. So I'll create a new measure, and new measure would be the new measure. This is we called CY minus LY, right? So we will have the CY current sales minus LY, that is last year's sales measure, and go. Right, so we got this measure CY minus LY. Fine. And now what we will do, we'll write a new query, we'll write a new measure, that is, I'm writing a new measure that is year over year, year over year percentage sales equals to, right? So first we will use what? So what we do, we will do, we'll divide this CY minus LY with the LY, right? So we'll use the function that is divide. We'll use the divide function and we'll write and see here, we write a numerator and we write a denominator, right? So we write a numerator is my CY minus LY, comma, and we write our denominator that is LY last year sales, done, and bracket close. And here we go, we got a new measure that is year over year percentage sales. Fine. So let us go to my visual and I'll copy this.
into 100 नहीं होगा क्या?
I'll copy this and then I'll take, wait. I'll take this and go to the last year sales. I'll remove this and I'll put the percentage, right?
For percentage, there will be multiplied by 100.
Sorry?
Sir, for percentage, there will be multiplied by 100.
Yeah, we'll do. Just wait. So we'll go to this year over years percentage sales and we'll got this value as 0.8. But this is not looks good. We want some, it should be 80% and we should have to format it. So we go to, we are in the home tab first, right? So go to your, this measure, click on it, go to your measure and click on it. When you click on it, you will get a new tab that is measure tool, right? Once you click on this measure, you'll get a measure tool and there is a percentage. So display the value in the column in percentage. I'll click on it and here we go. Done. Now happy? Now we got a percentage. So everything is good. So we got this cards, right? Done. So now what? Now what we want to see this, all these values with respect to graph, that this gives the just the number. We use this visuals. Now I want to see that what will be the variation of my sales with respect to any product that I want to observe in a graph. So let us move to this. So I'll use this line and this is line column chart. I'll use just line column chart. Here it is. So what we want to do, we want to write some, we want to take some data over this. So I'll take the current year sales and on X we'll take on Y we'll take current year sales and we'll take the last year sales as well. So we'll got this value, current year sales and last year sales. But this is, since this is a measure, so we are getting this value, but we want to see the current year sales and the last year sales with respect to the product. So because we have already, we know that we have a relationship with this. We have the relationship with orders detail to the product table. So I want to see the what is the sales with respect to the some product. So we have a product name. So I'll put it on the x-axis, and here we go. We got all the products as well, but it's large number of products. So let me take some. Okay, fine. So I'll make it to be filter out. Yeah, let me filter out. Fine, no problem. So here we have the number of products with us. So close this tab as well. And we have a number of product on this tab. So we can easily observe that what are the products which have the highest sales. So it's blue color shows the current year sales and dark blue color shows the last year sales. So this particular product having a higher sales in the current year, having an lower sales in the last year. So that's what we are getting. But if you want to filter it out with respect to the product and we want to see the top 5 products, that is no problem. We can filter it out. So let me show you how we can make the filter. So there is a filter pan we have, and go to this product name, right? Go to this product name and we have this number of filters. So this is the option that's filter type. So we required a basic filter and we write top N, and top N, we have to give the number. We want top 5 product which are having the highest sales. So we will apply the value, that is we have to give some value. Where is my measure? And apply. See, so we apply the value that is current year and we want only 5 products. If you want to 10 products, you can put it 10 and apply filter. I want, for example, I want the top 10 products and the value I'm using, that is CY sales, current year sales. So these are the my 10 products. Although we have a number of products, but we are just observing the 10 products that should be having the highest sales in the current year as well as last year. Fine. Is that clear? Any doubt till now? Any doubt?
No.
Okay. So now what is happening? Although we have a call display, whatever is written at the bottom, these are the product name. So we are not supposed to observe that what is the number of sales of this particular year in the current year. So what we want the number over this should be over this, so that we can observe this much quantity should be having the higher. This should be the number that the sales should be have. But if we hover on it, we can get the value. But since we just want to observe the value, it should be labeled at the top of this bar chart. So we go to this format tool, where how we can go here. We have an option that is format. Just click on it and we go to the visual. This is the category. This is the pan format pan, where we can do number of aesthetic changes in my visuals, which should make it to be looks good, right? So here we have the data label. If this currently it is off. If I on it, you observe we got this numbers at the top. And data labels have number of changes. We can make it. That is, we want all, we only want to observe current year. We'll select the current year. If you want to observe the last year, we can put the last year as well. So we want to see the all, what is happening in my data. So that's what we can see. Is that clear? Now, we want to observe the percentage growth in my sales. So maybe the product showing the this particular product having the lowest sale with respect to last year, but there may be a percentage growth in a particular span of time. So let us also we can do the percentage growth. So there is an option that is line y-axis. So I'll put on this and let us see what is happening. See, so here we go. We can get this line graph. So we can observe, although we are having this particular product at the highest sales in the current year, but this particular product is having the highest sales growth with respect to the last year, right? So this shows me that there is a rise in the sales with respect to percentage, right? So percentage is different, and if we talk about the number is different. So if we talk about in terms of percentage, the growth is high in a particular product, where we can say the sales is lesser, but in terms of percentage, the sales is high. So that's what we can get this output from this graph. Is there is any doubt to anybody up till now?
No.
It's done. So try to use this filter, and if it's done, please let me know. And if it is done, click right on the chat, that is D. Suzanne done. Anybody? All are doing with me or just? But whatever, you just go through these lectures and then just practice simultaneously so that you can get understanding, because it all depends on practice. If you're touched with this, you will remember everything. When you're not practicing, you will forget. This is done.
Please tell me once again, how did we perform this skewness?
Sorry.
सर जो ग्रोथ ईयर टू ईयर है,
Yeah, this
उसमें
growth
जो
to
ये
growth.
स्क्यूनेस वाला चार्ट है, ये कैसे आया?
This one line chart.
ये सर स्क्यूनेस वाला ट्रायंगल kind of
Okay.
triangle.
I'll show you. Basically, it is a line. Basically, it is a line chart. Nothing more than that. So let us, yeah. So what we are doing, this is, we are currently in a column clustered chart, right? We are in a column clustered chart, and we are using this. See, we are having an option x-axis, column, y-axis. On axis, we are putting the product name. This is my x-axis. We are putting the product name, and on y-axis, we are putting sales, current year sales, and last year sales for the comparison. And see, we are having a line y-axis. So in line y-axis, we will put my current year. In line y-axis, I'll put this current year, and we'll got this graph. Got it? And since we want to see the graph, we want to see the growth percentage. So we'll take this YOL percentage sales and put it on that. We'll get this line chart over this. From where we can observe that there is a percentage growth in a particular product. Although the sales in a particular product is high, but growth percentage of a particular product, maybe sales is down, but growth percentage is high. Got it?
Yes, sir.
So we'll put the data in this field, that is line y-axis. Done? Any doubt?
So again, explain that how we did top 10 or top 5.
Okay, fine. So see, we have just, let me close everything and everything. right? So we have this pen with we have this pen that is data pen, and we have a filter, right? So what we are doing, we are having this filter option, and in this filter pen we have this product name. Got it? And in this we have, if we click on this, you will get this options: advanced filtering, basic filtering, and top N. So I'll put top N, right? You can take bottom 10 or top 10. So I am taking top 10. I'm putting, now change it to be top 5, no problem. And the value we are observing for with respect to top 10, that we have to give some value. We'll give the current year sales value, and then we apply the filter. So here we go. We got this 5 top product whose sales of current year and last year, something like this, and their growth percentages shown by this line chart. Got it?
Yes.
So clear to everybody? Is there any doubt? Is that clear?
Yeah. So we need to go through all these things again.
Yeah, you
Is by
have.
ourselves, and then in case of any doubts, we'll reach out to you.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely. You can reach out to me and we'll discuss on
Yeah.
tomorrow's class. No problem with that, right?